We get a 1, personal space, 2, personal space, 3.
Hey, hello listeners. This is just a quick disclaimer for this week's episode. As anyone that's listened to the show before knows, there can be some adult language, and anyone that's listening for the first time, please keep that in mind. We tend to be ourselves and not filter, so occasionally a bad word might come out. If you have any children in the room, please put on some headphones or have them put on some headphones. Thank you.
That I don't even care about this. I'm not even interested in having this skin on my personal space.
You're listening to the IDP Guys with Sean, John, and Nathan, the Wizards of Fantasy Football. Your go-to source for the individual defensive player strategy. And now, 3 guys who could only make an NFL team on Madden.
All right, welcome back to the IDP Guys. My name is Nathan. I'm joined today on our 125th episode with Johnny.
Hey, happy 125 episodes.
Yeah, and Sean.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm
All right.
Trying to be a diva today.
Oh, gotcha. Too many beverages before the before
No,
the game?
actually, just 2.
Just 2? Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
Good.
It's 2 less than Melvin Gordon the other night.
Ooh, we'll get into that a little later. But before we jump into the question, I do want to say I was able to contact our website host provider and actually get an affiliate sponsorship for the show and the website and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to take a quick second just to talk about it's siteground.com. If you go to siteground.com/go/IDP guys, you can sign up for hosting for your website, whatever it is, personal site, if you're starting a fantasy football website, or if it's for your business, siteground.com/go/IDP guys. This is what I use. It's taken me, a few turns between different providers, but I landed on SiteGround. Absolutely love them. Can't say anything more about how just they're really easy to work with, really good. So make sure if you're looking for setting up a website, go to siteground.com/go/IDP guys and hit me up if you're looking for a web designer or someone to manage your website. I offer managed hosting through SiteGround. So generally this is more, I reached out to them because I like their product and I wanted to be able to promote them on my websites and IDP Guys podcast. So with that, jump into the question.
Okie dokie. So now we've seen about a third of the season. So what do we think? I mean, a lot of carnage, obviously, and that's playing a part. Rona's doing its thing. But, a lot of the guys we thought would be here are here. A couple surprises. But, if playoffs started now, it's pretty set in stone. But how do we think it's going to end? What do we got for the Super Bowl? Because we do this, halfway through, 2/3 at the end. We always check in on this. And
We also
right now,
do this like midway through the offseason.
yeah, we do this a lot because it's an easy opening question, and
Sure.
I had a lot of shit to do today. So there you go.
So I can tell you who won't be there. The Lions
no, you
won't be
can't
there.
because that's who I got in there.
Oh,
I mean, they can win this week. That's pretty doable.
they could win. They could
Yeah.
win any week. I mean, any given Sunday, right? But it's
Yeah.
the Lions. So usually any given Sunday is how terribly they're going to do in the fourth quarter.
This is true. Right now, okay, I've got Green Bay, obviously, division winner right there. Saints division winner in the South. Dallas, I think, still wins it because Philly looks horrid, and
You guys don't have to do much to win.
that's the thing. And I think if they go to Zeke, that rest defense a little more, it's not so much of a freaking boat race every week. Just feed Zeke and play defense, and we'll see what happens. I think we got a chance to get into the playoffs. That's it. Seattle, obviously, although the Rams could easily take that division. They're both really good. Rams is first wild card. Chicago as second wild card over Philly. That's my surprise out of the NFC. Packers, Seahawks, NFC title game. Seahawks going to the Super Bowl. They just look great. I don't think there's any chance they don't go. Chiefs, obviously, AFC West. Steelers, AFC North. Titans, South. Bills, AFC East. Ravens and Patriots is the wild card. Chiefs and Steelers in the title game over in the AFC. Chiefs, Super Bowl. Seahawks win the Super Bowl. What do you guys got?
Nate, you go first because I was doing Super Bowl predictions and I do not have division predictions.
John probably has predictions for every week leading up to the end of the year, plus all the playoffs, seedings, and
I just this literally took 2 minutes.
yeah.
All right, so you guys can both go. NFC North, who wins? Green Bay, right?
Green Bay.
Okay.
Yep.
NFC South.
That's what I'm pulling up right now. I'm pulling up all the teams.
It could be Carolina. It could be.
Yeah.
They actually don't look bad. Teddy B's legit.
Okay, NFC South. I'm taking the Bucks.
Oh, that's true. They're there as well.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a tough division right now.
It is. It's a real tough division outside of the Falcons, who are 0-5.
Right.
They're about to be
Oh my
1-5
God.
though, because they're going to beat the Vikings.
Yeah, that's very likely. Okay, NFC East.
Oh boy. I think
Philly?
the Eagles figure it out. Philly it
Okay.
out.
Yep,
Philly
I can
out.
see it. Here's a tough one, NFC West. Well, it ain't going to be the 49ers, but it could be any of the other three.
No, it's going to be the Seahawks.
Okay. Wild card 1, wild card 2. Rams.
Oh man. I'm going 49ers.
49ers.
Yep.
Wow.
And I'm going sorry, I have no faith in the Cowboys with Andy Dalton.
No, the NFC East is not getting a wild card.
I'm going Andy Dalton. I'm going Rams, and I'm going 49ers.
Oh, so 3. Or
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, 3.
All three from the FC West.
Wow, and Arizona not going. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. Nate, do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. NFC title game. Who you got?
Packers / Seahawks.
Yep, same. Beautiful. AFC Chiefs division, West, I believe.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I think I'll go Chiefs.
Okay, this one's slightly harder. AFC North, Steelers, Ravens. Who you got? Or Browns even. Browns could be that other wild card
I'm
too.
going Browns.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
You really think so? How confident are you in that pick? Would you actually like
Almost
put anything on
0%.
that? Okay,
I think the
alright.
Browns beat the Steelers this week, though.
I could see it. They're on a roll.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like I think the Browns can beat anybody when Baker Mayfield is playing like the Baker Mayfield of his rookie season. I think when Baker Mayfield is playing like Baker Mayfield of his sophomore season, they're iffy.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I think they're good now. When they get Chubb back, they'll be better. And Garrett's playing lights out. Defense is playing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Lamar has not looked that good this year.
Yeah, the Ravens feel like a different team this year, definitely. The run game's not even close to the same either.
So
No,
would you say Baker Mayfield is elite?
No.
Yes.
All right. AFC South.
Top
Titans.
2 quarterbacks in the NFL?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. Top 3? Definitely.
AFC South. Titans. Or Colts. What do you think? I think it's Titans.
I think it's Titans.
Yeah.
They look good.
They look really good. They
Yeah.
just
Titans
dismantled.
are going to be disqualified by the time the season's over. I'm going.
That is also true.
Entirely possible, assuming they're not. And Rivers is gonna Rivers at some point.
Yeah.
Assuming they are not getting disqualified from the NFL, I'll go Titans.
There you
Like
go.
completely from the NFL. Like
This is a
don't come back
garbage-
next year.
This is a garbage division, though. Like, this division is trash.
No doubt. Okay, AFC East. I still got the Bills. It's Bills or Patriots, but I still got the Bills.
I got the Pats.
No Miami there.
Second best passing attack in the league as of last week. I don't know. I haven't looked at the ranks.
I know, and
But
Josh
that's
Allen's looked
crazy. He's
He's
looked
looked
really good.
really good. He took the most absurd jump in year 3 that I've seen. Like, my time watching QBs and looking at rookie QBs, I haven't seen anything like this in terms of just like this insane jump into year 3. Haven't seen it.
So last year, 20 touchdowns, period. Right now, 20 touchdowns.
Look at his completion percent. It's up like 20%.
Yeah.
It's insane. It makes no sense.
He's playing lights out.
And yeah, he is, and I'll give him credit for that. I'm still taking the Patriots because, like, I don't buy that his jump is a year-long thing just because I haven't seen it, and I'm willing to be wrong on that because it's just not historically common.
Yeah, and I still got Patriots going just as a wild card, just because they got a lot of shenanigans going on. Wild card 1 and 2. I had Ravens, Pats. Who you got?
Okay.
Well, I mean, you have to have Steelers if you're taking Browns, so there's one. Steelers or Browns, one, right?
I mean, I might just take. I'm just going to take Steelers Ravens.
Okay, so 3.
Another
out of that
one,
division.
3 from the same division. Yeah.
Yeah. Nate, you agree with that, or you think the Colts sneak in?
I don't think the Colts make it.
No, me either. They got a good team, but Rivers just isn't capable of succeeding when it counts.
Yeah, they're too volatile at times.
Yeah. AFC title game. Chiefs Steelers. Who you got?
That's an interesting one.
I'm going Chiefs Ravens. I think the Browns win the division, but I think Chiefs Ravens ends up as the title game because I think if Browns Ravens face each other, the Browns don't have an answer. Even though I think the Browns have a clearer path to winning more games.
Okay, I could see it. And then Chiefs out of there, I assume?
It's got to be. I can't.
Yeah, Chiefs win.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we've got the same Super Bowl. Chiefs, Seahawks. Seahawks.
Yep.
Okay.
You think the Seahawks win?
Yeah.
Ooh, I think Chiefs win over Seahawks.
Yeah,
I think it'll
so
be a
too.
hell of a game, but
I think it
you know,
would
it's a
too.
toss-up. It's a toss-up.
Dude, watching this last Seahawks game though, like the whole let Russ cook thing, it didn't apply to the game against the Vikings. Like they ran the ball way more than they should have in the beginning of this game against the Vikings. And for me, I just kind of worry that they get to the Super Bowl and they're like, all right, we're going to do what we do best. We're going to run the ball straight up the middle. And I just worry that happens. They fall down 14-0 and then they're in comeback mode.
Yeah, yeah. Which, I mean, they can do, but against the Chiefs offense, nothing stopping the Chiefs from just still scoring the rest of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
Seahawks pass defense is like 32nd too, so it's fucking
Is that
fucking
matchup
awful.
coming up in the schedule this year?
No, AFC North is playing NFC East.
Gotcha.
It's buried in my brain somewhere.
I know. The fact you can pull that up is wild.
Yep. All right. That was that.
Cool. So how'd you all do this week in fantasy? Johnny?
Not a great week. I think. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Good.
Not a great week. I think I won 14 out of 22. So I'm not winless anywhere. I'm not undefeated anywhere. Most of them are sitting at 3-2, 2-3. The good news is, like, the 2 and 3 teams that I'm looking at, like, they're pretty good teams. I have a couple of them where I'm top 3 in scoring, and it's just, yeah, I can see you just waiting to bring this up, Nate. I can see you just smirking over there. But yeah, not a terrible week. It was a good week, not a bad week.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Nate.
You want to
Go ahead.
So Sean had one undefeated team.
Had 2. I lost to both of them.
Yeah, I was one of the reasons he lost.
Immediately.
Your team is garbage.
With Malcolm Butler immediately.
Well, right. So we were head to head. Like, I think I was down 20 points, and I had Henry going, and then I had 2 COVID spots, like 2 guys from I think it was the New England Denver game. And so I wasn't going to fill them because it was kind of a late push, and then I didn't expect to be in that game. Like, Sean was projected 100 points over me or something. So then I was looking at it Tuesday, mid-afternoon, and I was like, shit, like, I've got Henry going, which could probably get me pretty close to the 20.
Mm-hmm.
But if I really want to just get over the top, like, if I fill these with warm bodies, bam, there you go. So first off, I had to get in touch with Adam IDP because he was commish, and has it set so that it's game day waivers. Like,
no, it was just that it was Tuesday.
Well, too. Like,
nobody expected it's Tuesday waivers. No one expected Tuesday games when the year started. You know,
absolutely. But either way, like, it wasn't. I had to get him to open it up, and all I asked for was Trent Murphy and Malcolm Butler.
You got lucky with Butler. That's for damn sure.
Well, Trent Murphy even got me like 3 points. So between Murph and then what was it? Derrick Henry was 19.
Yeah.
So just him alone got me the majority of the way. If I had just gotten Murphy, I would have won. But no, I also got Butler, who had 2 picks, a bunch of tackles, 30-something points, I think, to his name. So
yeah, it was within the first. It was honestly the first. It was the first pass of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a pick. It was just like, well, this shit's over. Like, that's fun.
Yeah, so that was a highlight for me. But ended up actually splitting with Sean because my other league I was playing him in, I lost by like 100 points. So, but other than that, like, the week is, I mean, at this point, all the weeks are kind of meh. I win some, I lose some. But what's nice is some of the leagues where I have guys coming back, like Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler should be coming back at some point, I believe. These teams are still kind of eking out wins, even though there's a loss here and there. So when they come back, it might be good for them, like, pushing into the playoffs.
I need Neil Hunter back.
Yeah.
Neil Hunter and D Ford.
Not happening.
I'm looking at all my lineups. It's like, dude, this is just a nightmare. Yeah, Daniil Hunter may not come back this year at this point.
Why would Vikings aren't doing anything? Why would you?
Yeah.
Yep. Good week. Good week over here. $55 in DFS. Not eliminated. An eliminator. 6-2 in Yahoo with some smoke and mirrors I'll talk about later. Like, legendary fucking smoke and mirrors this week. Taysom Hill smoke and mirrors because quarterback shenanigans up the yazoo. We'll get into that though. 3-1 my fantasy league, 9-5 in sleeper, 18-8 overall. So good week.
I think I got you. Got over on you in one league this week too.
I don't even know how many sleeper leagues I have. There's a lot. So
there's way too many.
Very well.
There's
possible.
only one person to blame.
There's the perfect amount.
I do enjoy trying things in them because it's kind of like that's why I'll do any trade Sean approaches me with in those leagues, and if I want to try some wild corners that I wouldn't do normally, that's where I do it. Yeah.
Well, and what's I like about it is between those leagues, I pretty much have everybody
right
on one of on one of those teams. So like, it's like, hey, so and so went off this week. Oh yeah, I got him on this one. Hey, that's cool. So like I forgot that I had Christian McCaffrey in one of those, and I thought I traded away my only share. So that was kind of cool I mean, he's on my IR, so it doesn't really help, but I still have CMC in at least one league. So.
What's up, guys? It's Josh,
Adam,
and Bobby
here with the Big Three IDP podcast. And if you've never listened to our show before, here's just a taste of the insanity that you will get week in and week out with the Big Three IDP podcast.
Skunks are so cute.
We just ate White Castle at like 10:45 at night.
I tell you, one I liked about it a little bit more was Jeffrey Simmons.
Ooh, did you say a Bartman, like Steve Bartman? I don't like Bartman in Chicago this year. He's going to catch too many foul balls.
You know it's all about getting real and getting down to business and getting down to the facts.
Slide 'em in, slide 'em out.
It's right.
So, if you would like more of the shenanigans that you just heard in these little snippets, be sure to subscribe to the Big Three IDP podcast wherever you get your podcast adding. Listeners are guaranteed to have a good time.
Hey, you can't afford not to do this, baby.
That's right, baby.
This week's news.
Okie dokie. Another news, somewhat heavy week. None of it good. None of it.
As usual.
Yep. We'll start with the worst news. Dak Prescott, broken ankle, compound fracture, done for the season.
Oh, that was gross.
This was not great. This one actually, this hurt a lot, you know. Really solid guy, great quarterback, doesn't have a guaranteed deal. Just everything sucked about it. It was not great. And I haven't talked to anyone that's like, oh yeah, fuck that guy. You know, he had that coming. Everyone.
Eagles fans.
Even Wild Spicy was like, he was yelling at other Eagles fans that were doing that.
Sure. And I saw that. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm pointing out Eagles fans.
Right.
They are
That
out
was
there
it, though.
that are doing that.
Yeah. But he was trying to keep him in check because Dak is a good guy. That's true. So that sucks. I was talking about this in the Monster too. That's like, okay, so until the Giants game, he had been putting up no bullshit 400 yards minimum of offense himself every week.
He was on track for 6,000 yards.
It was insane. And he was keeping two guys as wide receiver ones. One is like a flex guy, a top 12 tight end. You know, he was responsible for some of the pass rush because these games were such shootouts. It was passing back and forth. Like this is like a cascade effect, him going away to many different players. It really sucks.
Oh yeah, Andy Dalton's not going to be able to keep that up.
No.
You don't know that. Red Rocket's coming.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy they made the signing now. That's for damn sure. But yeah, what you guys, what takes? Give me takes.
Takes on.
I have never had Dak Prescott shares until this year. I've never really been a believer. And then this year, it felt like he was really being undervalued because he was being drafted after Deshaun Watson and Kyler Murray.
Yep.
And just a lot of guys where it's like, okay, I'm going to get some Dak Prescott shares. And I did. And then this happens. And so, like, obviously from a life perspective, this sucks for him. Like, there's no debating that. And that's way more important. But from a fantasy perspective, like, yeah, I'm pretty bummed out.
Yeah.
It hurts so many different things. CeeDee Lamb was someone I got dirt cheap in a lot of places, and holy shit, was he having a great year. I don't know if that stays at that level.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have Dak in the couple places I got him were super flex leagues where like you're not really getting any. And I think one of them I was able to get to Andy Dalton, and the other one was that trade that came through today that like I didn't click fast enough and the guy took it away.
It was not a real trade.
But like he had already, if I had accepted it, he's not taking that back.
But he changed his mind in like 5 seconds.
Oh, I know it. Like the fact I should have just hit accept and then asked about it afterwards.
Yeah.
That was just Adrian Peterson for Andy Dalton. You're taking Dalton in a super flex league.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I fucked up.
So yeah, I mean, what it sucks, but it's another gut punch in a season of gut punches. So
Yeah.
we just fucking take it and move on. Melvin Gordon DUI last night. This was not on the news until today. Now it's the second most important thing because holy shit, what are you doing, dude? Doesn't the NFL have that rideshare program where they no questions asked, pick up a phone and they'll come get you anywhere?
Yep.
But so where was he that he was drinking?
I don't know. I didn't
Especially,
read the article.
but thinking about like, if you're gonna go drinking in COVID, you're like not going to a bar.
Sure, but like even if you're at your buddy's place and you have like 3 drinks, that has a good chance of putting you over the limit.
Oh yeah, we don't know if it's like reckless DUI or anything like that.
Yeah, we have no
like,
idea. So
hammered, but
it's still not great. I mean, he won't get suspended, I don't think, or anything, right? But I don't know.
I don't know what is that like a typical if it goes through the court system?
I would guess he gets suspended.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. It's not good. I know that much. Speaking of things that are not good, Vita broken ankle. Not as bad as Dax, but pretty bad.
And Vita Vea was crushing it this year. He was like, I don't know how he was doing from an IDP perspective, but like as a player, he was crushing it.
Yep. So that sucks. Also, Ian Rappaport suspended. What was this about? A shaving thing?
You're actually going to, yeah, that's exactly what it was. Which I was going to say, you're going to die on this. He apparently from his social media, shared on Instagram a manscaping product and got suspended for it.
Oh my God. That's so brutal. Oh, well, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Alec Ogletree released by the Jets. I mean, that's good for Avery Williamson. I don't know. Whatever.
Ogletree's pretty much just done. I mean, he was done really going into this year, but I had held out hopes.
Well, he had that week, like the week before, where he stole a whole bunch of snaps and everyone was freaking out, like, Williamson's back in the shitter.
I don't even know if he's done though, because the NFL has so many bad linebackers that it's like he'll find a job somewhere probably.
But you're telling me the interior of the Jets defense is not good enough for even the worst player to get
who would you rather have playing Alec Ogletree or Jared Davis? Who would you rather have on the field?
Alec Ogletree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, are the Lions going to sign him? No, because our GM is terrible and our coach is an idiot. But the fact is that there are a lot of really bad linebackers starting out there in the NFL.
No, absolutely.
And if the worst you can do is an elite athlete that is not great at playing linebacker, just play him over a not elite athlete that's also a bad linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on it. Alex Smith played some football this week.
He did.
So I apologize. There is some good news.
That is the good news.
That is good news. Good for him. Awesome for him. I did not appreciate the way it was broadcast, where the way it was broadcast is like, oh yeah, look at how happy his family is for him. And it's like, yeah, his tiny little kids are super excited that he's on the field. His wife is sitting there like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like,
don't
no.
Kill him.
His wife looked terrified. And it was like, oh my God, I was really hoping that he would just be a mentor role and never ever have to actually walk onto the field again. It looked terrifying for her. And I totally understand that. It was something where it's just like, Dude, these announcers are just making it out like she's thrilled about it. And it's like, no, she is not thrilled at all. She wishes that he would just like sit back down on the bench and like have, like a pinky finger injury.
So they were talking about how he had not taken a hit, even in practice, for 2 years. That on field would be the first hit. And guess how he got hit the first time?
Aaron Donald literally jumping on his
back.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Alex Smith with his like reformed legs is trying to hold him up. And it's just sitting there. It's like, please, for the love of God, don't let anything happen to him.
Jesus Christ. Well, he survived, so that's good.
I was gonna
So
say,
he's got to be
been a death on the field, but
even if he doesn't play another game, he's got to be comeback player of the year, right? Like, at least for me, like if I'm voting, doesn't matter if he sits the rest of the year, he's comeback player of the year. It's like,
well, the fact he was able to do all of that after
that, it should just be over. Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
I hear you. Yep. So that was good. Michael Thomas blasts Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in the face with a punch after being called slant boy.
That's not even the worst of it. Worst of it is
he got into it with Sean Payton, right?
Yep. And he didn't get suspended for the fight. He got into it, or he got suspended for getting into it with Sean Payton.
Yeah. So stupid. What is he doing? Across the board, what is he doing?
I don't know. And on top of that, like, what does this mean for him in fantasy? I have no clue. Because, like, is Sean Payton one of those guys that's like, oh, yeah, like, this guy was a dick to my face, but he's one of our best players, so we're going to play him? Or is he one of those guys that's like, this guy was a dick to my face, he's riding the bench the rest of the year?
I don't
Obviously,
think
he doesn't ride. Obviously, he doesn't ride the bench the rest of the year, but like maybe he's put in different situations or played less. I don't know.
They could use him more as a decoy.
I don't know. It's not great. Whatever.
No, it's bad. Regardless,
we'll see what happens. Falcons shit canned at everyone.
Yeah,
not surprising. Whatever.
They should have promoted Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. What can you do? Did you guys hear about the FanDuel apocalypse this week?
No.
I saw something about it. I didn't actually read about it because I don't play FanDuel, so I didn't really give a shit.
Oh, I had the joy of going through it. Their stat provider died on like Friday. There were no stats until Tuesday morning or Monday night.
That happened to a lot of different companies this week.
Okay.
So,
restate that because you're making it sound like a single guy that's in charge of this actually died.
Their statistics providing company
shit it out.
So there's
Yeah. And a big part of DFS that, a lot of people do is look at ownership for like the 1:00 games and adjust based on that because you don't want to have all the same guys across all the lineups because then you tie for first place and you don't win any money and yada, yada, yada. So that took that out of the equation. No one knew how they did until like days later, which was also not great. So it's going to cost them a lot of money with people leaving. They had to give half of entries up to $100 back to everyone, whether you won or lost. And they're giving everyone a free $1 million maker ticket, which is still not a lot considering, but everyone was pissed on DFS Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, bunch of babies.
Yeah, I didn't really care. I did fine.
I mean, it's like you can't do it. You set your lineup, nothing changes. So, like, figure it out in 2 days. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the people that wanted to do the late swap adjusting stuff were pissed off, but whatever. Chandler Jones, torn biceps, done for the season, which is unfortunate for many reasons. One of the bigger ones is, he hasn't really done much this year, and I kept playing him because I know it's coming. He is who he is. And the nature of the position is, sometimes you start slow, but by the end of the year, I'm sure he'd have double-digit sacks.
Who?
And now it's like, oh, he's washed up. Like, no, he's not.
Who?
Chandler Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that sucks.
I mean, that's a buy low in Dynasty.
This is true, and I will be buying. Sammy Watkins out several weeks. In other news, water wet, death taxes, concussion, and something else. I forget what the other injury was. He'll be back though. Devon Godchow out several months. I forget what the injury was, but he's defensive tackle 3 or 4 deeper leagues anyway. Lev Bell got himself thrown off the Jets.
Yeah, that's
good for him though.
It is good for him. Is there any impact? Are we buying Frank Gore now more?
We're buying Lev Bell now that he's off the Jets.
So, okay, you talked about this a couple months ago or a month ago or whatever it was. Where does he go and what other run game does he screw up now?
Oh, so no, I talked about Frank Gore screwing up run games. Lev Bell, though, it's a weird one because, if most teams are set at running back. So if I had to pick somebody out, I'm looking at the Jaguars. I'm looking at the Falcons. I'm looking at New England.
Mm-hmm. A lot of James Robinson fanboys. A lot of them.
I know, and I'm doing a thread on my draft evals right now. It's just taking a while because I rated 150 players. But I really do think that James Robinson is replaceable. So I think that's possible there. I think Todd Gurley is not that great. So you're looking at Jacksonville, Atlanta. I know the Vegas has the favorite to the Bears, and I never bet against Vegas. I just don't understand why that would be the place you go. But I guess there maybe there's probably 5 teams I could see him going. The 49ers, maybe. Although he doesn't really fit their mold of running back, which is just super fast. But he's going to screw up a backfield wherever he goes.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Which is hilarious because if you look at what backfield could use Le'Veon Bell right now, if you didn't know he just got cut by the Jets would be number 1 on that list.
Yep. Yeah. What can you do? Dumpster fire. Absolutely. Yep. Man, this one hurts me a little bit. Bernardrick McKinney done for the season. That sucks.
Yeah, it does. For IDP, that's pretty terrible.
It is. Possibly a Donald Payne situation, though, with Tyrell Adams behind him. I know I put in a shitload of waiver claims. I don't know about you guys. I know Nate did because I told him about this too. It looks good. It does look good. We'll see what happens. This one hurts too. Greedy Williams to IR. I thought he was going to come back. I really didn't. Unfortunate. Because when him and Ward are there, man, oh man. Nice.
Yeah, and I love that corner combo. Just and I love what the Browns did there, where it's we're going to invest early in cornerback, one of the most important positions on a football team. I appreciate that their process is correct.
Yeah, so that sucks. DJ Reader to IR, last but not least. Usually, pretty much just a fat guy, right? Yeah.
Sure. I mean, if that's how you want to describe it, go for it.
I think it leads into his next.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of fat guys, so the fat quarterbacks this week, probably one of my favorite things I've seen so far this year.
Which one? Show the images.
Which one's your favorite? A lot of people said Deshaun Watson looks like Prop Joe from. Yeah, Stafford looks.
I think that's going to be on our thumbnail.
That's perfect. Stafford looks like, God, I don't know how I can say this without getting us in trouble. He just
with who?
Just don't. I really enjoyed the Minshew one.
The Minshew one looks good too. But yeah, Proposition Joe as Deshaun Watson, I think, is pretty accurate too. And last but not least, Sean, which one of C.J. Gardner-Johnson's 2 tackles did you enjoy the most this week?
Hold on one sec. It's also that's also not his name.
Chauncey, whatever. Third safety guy that no one should play.
Okay,
He's the
so
one that got blasted in the face by
Yeah,
Michael
Andy
Thomas.
got
So-
blasted in the face by Michael Thomas.
sure,
He's having a bad week.
5 weeks though. He's had 10 tackles, then he had a bad week of 1 tackle, then 6 and 6, and then 2. The dude is talented, and he's better in pass defense than he is against the run. So if you're playing in leagues that actually reward pass deflections and interceptions and stuff, he's a good play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's like 50-50 right now, right?
I didn't say it.
50-50 on.
it.
Sure, he's 50-50 on tackles, but in terms of pass defense, he's still good.
Yeah, in full disclosure, in most of our leagues, we pump up pass defense quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because you
absolutely.
should.
Yeah.
You should.
Because
These guys
safeties
relevant.
making tackles generally indicates that safeties are giving up passes and making tackles on receivers that they just gave up a pass to.
Plus, we want to make streaming corner an option if you need to.
Sure.
MyFantasyFootballShirt.com is your place to get top quality fantasy football gear. Get yourself some merch from some of your favorite podcasts. Need some custom shirts for your league? Contact us today. Just go to MyFantasyFootballShirt.com.
Gut check.
All right. So,
Real quick, before we do gut check, I got something to say. So when we did our show before the season started, where we were talking about like sleeper players to end up as the player 1 at the position or whatever, I talked about Carlton Davis at corner. So by our scoring right now, Carlton Davis scored 8 points, 21.2, 6.5, 18.3, and 27.9, and he is currently cornerback 1.
ooh.
Yeah, he's up there.
Just saying.
No, that's fine. He's part of my stable.
Mhm.
He can't be because I have him everywhere.
Well, in other leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to your regularly scheduled program. This is Gut Check, the part of the show where we pair together 2 sets of defenders and 1 set of offensive players. We talk about their merits against each other, send them out in a tweet, see what you all think, and then discuss what you guys said back to us.
Yeah.
Stuck the landing. All right.
Yeah.
So a pair of safeties. We've got Phillies Rodney McLeod or McLeod.
McLeod.
I don't remember how
McLeod.
Johnny said it last week because it was weird.
It's still just McLeod.
Whatever.
McLeod
That
versus Jacksonville's Josh Jones with 170 votes, 76%. Josh Jones.
Okay. Good.
As it should be.
All right, pair of cornerbacks here. The Packers' Jair Alexander versus the Giants' James Bradbury with 181 votes, 53% Jair Alexander.
Ooh.
As it should be.
It was
Close.
close though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be close. They're 1 and 2 at PFF.
This is interesting. Okay, pair of quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen from Buffalo,
Mm.
Kyler Murray from the Arizona.
The Arizona. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be Josh Allen.
209 votes, 72% Josh Allen.
Wow.
Yep. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
72%.
Yeah. It's
That doesn't surprise me at all. Josh Allen's crushing this year, man.
Yeah, he is. It's the what have you done for me lately? Yeah. Yep.
There we go.
Cool.
So,
All right. This week we got some wide receivers, some defensive tackles, and some linebackers. First one, pair of wide receivers. These guys are actually not that close in points, but I just thought it'd be interesting to put a guy that a lot of people considered like a wide receiver 1 and a guy a lot of people did not consider even remotely close to a wide receiver 1 together and see what everyone thinks. Because one's crushing and the other ain't so much. Robbie Anderson, 36 receptions, 489 receiving yards, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble lost on the season. Or Juju Smith-Schuster, 21 receptions, 188 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 fumbles lost on the season. I never thought I would go with quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, but I'm going to. Robbie Anderson right now. He's
Yeah.
killing it. I'm riding the train.
Yeah, if we're talking this year only, it's Robbie for me. Honestly, Pittsburgh just has too many other guys that are good. And the sad thing is that I didn't like Juju coming out, and then I admittedly took an L on him, and now I'm kind of like, no, I was right about him all along. He's just a guy.
Yeah, real quick, what's your I mean, we're gonna talk about this later, but Claypool, like, is it overreaction central or is he the real deal?
That's another one that I'm just willing to take an L on. I didn't like Claypool coming out. I still think Deontay Johnson is the best wide receiver on their roster.
Mm-hmm.
Who obviously got hurt last week. So
and that's what I think it is. Him and Juju are banged up, right? It's only Claypool.
Claypool
that game it was.
Claypool did a really good job though. Like he did.
Yeah.
And the thing is that Claypool is a mismatch with his speed and size. I think the Eagles were not prepared to match up with that. I think if you put an elite corner on Claypool, it's a different story. And I think Claypool's seeing like, 1 reception on 4 targets. That's just me right now though. But
it was perfect storm. It was perfect. Yeah.
But do you start Claypool going forward every time? Does this make him a must start?
With Juju and Deontay in there? No.
I think you wait one more week. If you see another one of these next week, then yeah, he's a must start. Claypool is one for me though, where like admittedly I was very low on him in the draft compared to what he has done so far. I'm doing a thread right now where I'm going through like 5 weeks in. Where do I grade these guys? How have they done so far? How do I feel about that evaluation? Like, what do I think about this right now? And Claypool is one of the ones I'm taking the L on.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Nate, who you got?
Robbie Anderson.
Beautiful. Okay, pair of defensive tackles. I actually like both these guys quite a bit, so I'm a little torn. Akeem Hicks, Bears, having, once again, a really great season. 14 solo tackles, 7 assists, 5 tackles for loss, 9 QB hits, 3.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Or Grady Jarrett, or as IDP dude calls him, Jarrett Grady. 10 solo tackles, 11 assists, 5 tackles for loss, 6 QB hits, 2.5 sacks, 1 fumble recovered. I think I want Hicks. I think I do. There's nothing scientific here. I just feel like when he's got his motor going like he does, we saw this a couple of years ago. He had a hell of a year. Jared is good every year.
Yeah.
Hicks had a special season a couple of seasons ago.
He's also getting more. You just said it. It's not a lot more, but he's got 3 more QB hits, which I would be interested to see how many QB hurries each of them have, because that might be indicative of where their season is going for sacks.
Look at Nate. Wow. Yeah.
I don't need to say anything. Nate just covered it.
Yeah. Who you guys got? Hicks, Sean?
I got Hicks. I like the pass rushing ability.
And when he's on, that whole pass rush is better, which is weird because in the offseason we saw that's not a thing.
Yeah.
But it feels like it is with him, because Mac's back. Mm-hmm. Even the rotting carcass of Roy Robertson Harris got a sack last week. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, clean up sacks.
Yep. Alrighty. Last but not least, pair of linebackers. Both are currently LB1s. Levante David, Bucks, 28 solo tackles, 11 assists, 3 tackles for loss, 1 QB hit, no sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, 3 pass defense, 1 pick. Eric Kendricks, Vikings, 37 solo tackles, 16 assists, 2 tackles for loss, 0 sacks, 2 pass defense, 0 picks. I'm taking Kendricks just because I've been looking at this, right? People are pissed about Devin White. They're like, I drafted him high. He's not doing anything. And it's like, okay, well, if you exclude weeks 1 and 2, where Tampa Bay got housed by New Orleans and then dominated in time of possession by Carolina, they're like second in the league in time of possession. And they're scoring so much that opposing teams are not running all that often because they just can't. They have to play catch up. Like the Bears ran 14 times last week. That's it. How are you going to have a good tackle floor between two stud inside linebackers with 14 friggin' rushing attempts? So David's great, but I feel like Kendricks is in a better situation this year. What do you guys got?
I think the Vikings still want to be a run-first offense. They're going to run the clock, and I think over the course of the year, you're going to start to see that time of possession go up. And I also think Levante David is top 5 talent linebacker in the NFL, and so I'm betting on that.
Yeah, and just so you know, because I look at this, Vikings are like 30th or 31st in time of possession.
Yeah, and that will not continue. They want to run the ball. They just have been so bad that they're not able to do that. I mean, they're doing it. They're just not winning while they do it. So I think that changes because clearly, like, dude, they had a 2-point lead 2 weeks ago. And they're like, okay, run the ball, run the clock, run the ball, run the clock. And, like, that mentality is eventually going to change time of possession.
It has to. It's so strange that they're so shitty with all that talent.
Yeah, I think that going by my gut, I've always kind of ranked Kendricks above David.
Yep.
So
you're happy with both, but yeah,
True.
we'll see what the people think.
Check the rankings.
Alrighty, so time for listener questions. This is where you can call us at 313-986-1473. Leave a voicemail. We would love to play it on the show. Video, I will get it on the show. Trust me. Also, if you are a subscriber, which you can go to idpguys.org, purchase a subscription and get into the subscriber chat. That is where Johnny generally takes his questions. So, starting with Zachary G, who, if you'll remember, I think it was last episode, emailed a question in and then became a subscriber because we answered his question and has been loving the chat so far.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
chat is great, man. God, if you go 3 hours without checking that thing, holy shit. It's crazy.
67 missed messages at work. I'm like, oh God. All right.
Joe G's got a trade.
It's like I get off work at 6. Sorry guys, I'm booked till 12 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, it's a full-time job, like tapping different people in on that. But it's great. It's great. It's all fantasy talk all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Okay, so Zach G says, should I be worried about Devin Bush this year? Good question. In general, they've played 4 games, I believe. Is that correct? Yeah, because they got the weird bye week. So he's had 3 good games, 1 bad game. The bad game was against Philly. Miles Sanders ran like 10 times. Yeah, he had 80 yards and 2 touchdowns, but they didn't run a lot. They got behind. They had to throw. It was just a game script thing. I think Devin Bush will be fine. Vince Williams also had a shitty game that week, and same deal, same reason. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm not worried about Bush. He'll be fine.
It's too early in the season.
Yep. And Joe G, MVP of the Slack chat, wants to know Foye Aluakone or Neville Hewitt going forward. I think I want Hewitt just because, both offenses are not great, but I trust the Falcons offense a little more. Jets is just god-awful. Their defense is going to be on the field a ton.
Dynasty or redraft?
That's a good. For knowing him, it's dynasty, and I'd say Aluakone at that point.
Yes, and then redraft Hewitt.
Yeah. So I know Aluakone has the dual designation in most places.
Yeah, that's nice in sleeper, and he fell into that Campbell role that was massively productive last year.
He's been doing really good, and as a defensive back, like
that's great.
I can't not pick him.
Oh yeah. So you put a linebacker in your defensive back spot, like
essentially.
Sign me up.
Alrighty, so let's get into the weekend review before we jump into our over, met, and under. Johnny, why don't you hit us with those important waivers?
Okie dokie. Article comes out tomorrow. We're coming in at 15.5 this week, so
Damn.
a little under normal, but whatever. Javon Hargrave is now officially a thing. He's finally playing where he needs to be. He's feeling 100% healthy. He's putting up numbers like we all thought he might. So if you need defensive tackle help, that's a great option. Geno Atkins, too. He's back from injury. Only played 30% of snaps this week, but that will go up. Jared Wilson in, Andrew Wingard out to IR if you need safety help. Jordan Fuller to IR, Taylor Rapp is in. So there you go. That worked itself out.
What the hell is the deal with Taylor Rapp? Where, like, he played 60%, and then this past week he played he played like 60 snaps, and then he played like 16 this past week.
Correct. Because Jordan Fuller owns that spot. He was out a week. He came back, displaced him, and then re-hurt himself, and now he's on the short-term IR.
I don't understand. Taylor Rapp was really good last year. Makes no sense to me.
I don't get it either, man, but that's what happened. And a lot of guys fell into a trap this week, too, because Rams Wire put out an article saying that because Micah Kaiser was out, they're going to play dime basically the whole game, which means Rapp's in. And he wasn't.
He was not. I assure you he wasn't.
Yeah, so a ton of people fell into that trap. Unbelievable.
I was one of them.
Yeah, it sucks, but it happens. I've fallen into the beat writer trap. We all have. Deontay Thompson still there while Chris Manjo's out. Josh Norman, great streaming corner last couple weeks, even though he got literally thrown, like tossed by Derrick Henry. That was pretty funny.
Have you seen the memes from that?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great. But he had check his box score. He had a massive game. Quentin Dunbar's back for the Seahawks. Great streaming corner. Nevin Lawson, Raiders, great streaming corner. Kendall Sheffield, Falcons, great streaming corner. Bobby Okereke, regardless, going forward. If Leonard comes back, Walker's out. Avery Williamson, regardless, going forward. Troy Reader, if Micah Kaiser's out. Dakota Allen, if Miles Jack is out. Tyrell Adams, period, because Bernard McKinney's done for the season. Emmanuel Agba, period, because me and Sean can't say that enough. You guys need to make that move. Ifeadi Odenigbo finally did something this week. Congratulations to him. Doesn't look like Hunter's coming back anytime soon, so that remains an option.
He might not come back at all.
Yeah. Benson Mayowa, I've been yelling that from the mountaintops. He plays a shitload. He's been putting up some decent numbers. That's a great option if you need a defensive end off waivers and you couldn't get like Kerry Hyder or something. Marcus Davenport came back this week from injury.
Thank God. Oh my God. My D Ford and Marcus Davenport combo across like 80% of my leagues has just been killing me.
Yeah, so he only played 30%, but obviously they're just easing him back in. The concern is Trey Hendrickson's been playing so well that might take some snaps, but it's friggin' Marcus Davenport. Like, he'll be fine.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what we got.
5 tackles, 30 snaps, too.
Yeah, no, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. So that's it for defense. I'm going to fire some offense at Sean. Andy Dalton.
Oh, yeah. Super flex, especially, like, pay up. Let's go.
Definitely. Chase Claypool, we talked about a little bit.
Yeah. Like, hate to say it, pick him up.
Yep. This is strange, but I've seen this in obviously only the redrafts, but Mike Williams, the massive week. Are you into it? You think it's a thing?
Yeah, Mike Williams shouldn't have been on waivers in the first place. I think he was on waivers because of a couple of crappy weeks. People drafted him, and then he got dropped, and now that Herbert's back, I think he's worth having.
Okay. Obviously, Alexander Madison's a yes.
Yeah, he's a yes. He's gonna kill it if Dalvin Cook is out this week.
Oh, I handcuffed Cook everywhere because that's common sense. Here's one for you. Travis Fulgham.
Nope. Move on.
You're not a believer?
Nope, move along.
Oh, Jesus.
Former Lions fan. Move along. Trey Burton, no, I'm out.
Cam Akers.
Yeah, pick him up. Anytime you can get a running back that has a shot at a starting job, you pick him up.
He had a nice, 40-yard scoot, I think it was, too.
Yeah, and I have no idea what that offense is going to look like going forward, but like you pick them up because you don't know. And if you can just take a lottery shot at a starting running back, especially in the Rams offense, you just do it.
Yep. Okay, so the rumor is Alshon Jeffrey's playing this week.
Whew, this is a tough one because there's a ton of viable receivers out there. I have Alshon on a ton of dynasty rosters. He's sitting on the waiver in one of my redraft rosters, and I just haven't picked him up, mostly because I've loaded up with so many running backs that there just isn't space for him. I don't mind people taking a shot, but also like recognizing that it's a hit or miss thing where like if you hit on him, he's going to be the only target in Philly. And I really like that idea. And I'm totally into that. If you miss on it, he's going to be just like everybody else that is on your waiver wire, the Golden Tates of the world that are just like, yeah, okay, there's a million of these guys, whatever.
Yep. No, I hear you.
There's not a million Golden Tates. I like Golden Tate.
I love Golden Tate.
Quick Philly.
But
quick Philly question. What's up with Ertz? Everyone just knows that's their only option and is shutting it down, right?
yeah, I mean, they have nobody else.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I figured. That's what Pittsburgh did. Pittsburgh just erased his ass.
Yeah. It was Minka, right? Just put Minka on him?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Good call. Justin Jackson? Yeah, right?
Absolutely, 100%. Till Eckler's back. I mean, Jackson should have been picked up last week, realistically. But, yeah.
Well, he's a trending transaction now.
Too many idiots out there.
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, pick him up. You know how I feel about him.
Devonta Freeman.
No.
Really? I've been running with him for a couple weeks now.
Well, I mean, he was great against Dallas, but everyone is.
I think if you don't have a running back to play, sure, play Devonta Freeman. But that offensive line couldn't support Saquon Barkley. It can't support Devonta Freeman.
Yeah, it is trash.
True that. And last but not least, Justin Herbert.
Oh, yeah. Herbert's been great. He's another one I'm working on taking an L on. He was my QB2 coming out this year, and I still like Burrow, Herbert, Jordan Love in that order, but I was definitely too low on Herbert where I ranked him on my overall board. So I'll be taking the L on him probably tomorrow morning.
So where is he viable? Obviously super flex, but even in one QB?
Depends who your QB is.
Yeah.
I think he's top 12 QB this year going forward because I think they're losing all their games, so they just have to keep throwing. And he's doing a good job of throwing the football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
So as long as they're losing, he's going to put up points.
All right. That's what I had for that.
Okay, so let's do our over, met, and under. Do we want to just do your whole thing? So like
Sure.
all three of them at once?
Yeah.
Johnny, you start.
Over. Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Riding the back of a crippled man.
4 sacks. So when you get 4 sacks around me, you join the UMTTCC.
I still need to make that shirt.
The ultra mega cheek clapper 10,000 club. And Aaron Donald's the president and the founder, and he's still a member. Marcus Peters, massive week. Awesome. That was a great streaming call. Good job, me. And Joe Thomas in a surprisingly not great matchup had a really nice week. Be careful, though. Leighton Vander Esch is back next week or the week after, so don't fall into that trap. Met, Logan Ryan, Landon Collins, Von Bell, under. Devin White, Devin Bush, Harrison Smith, all 3 will be fine.
Okay. My unders, Jimmy Garoppolo, negative points. That's an under. I mean, I expected that even if he just sat out the game, he'd get 0.
I won 2 leagues with 2 quarterbacks that had negative points.
Jesus.
I hate you. Keyshawn Vaughn, under. Because I did not expect him to see the field, and he also got negative points. So, yeah, under. Deontay Johnson, 0.8 points / negative points, depending on if you have a kick return points or not. But yeah, obviously a reception for negative yards and then getting hurt is pretty terrible, especially from someone I consider to be the best receiver on the Steelers. Dalton Schultz with 1.6 was also under. Over. Fitzmagic killed it. Henderson at running back. Honestly, like, I'm putting him at over because, like, this is what I expect from the Rams running back, but I have no idea what to expect from them going forward because they've got such a hodgepodge of guys there. Like, I don't expect this to continue. Chase Claypool, 4 touchdowns. That's obviously over. Travis Fulgham, never expect him to do this again. Over. And Darren Fells with 15 points. Over. Met expectations. Russell Wilson. Although I do think he probably would have done better if they would have thrown the ball with him in the first half. Alexander Madison, this is what I expect from him as long as Dalvin Cook is out. Odell Beckham, about 15 points a week. That's kind of what I expect from him. And then tight ends were just a shit show this week. They were all terrible. Mark Andrews, I guess, at 22 is the closest to what I expect, even though that's probably a little over.
Yeah, Kelsey was okay too.
I'd also like to throw Malcolm Butler into the over.
Yeah. Beautiful. Nate.
So you don't have to because I will be putting Malcolm Butler in my over along with Foyesade Aluakun.
Cool.
That can't be how you say that.
Actually, I think that is how you say it.
It's close.
Yeah.
Okay.
My Met is Roquan Smith, and my under, coming back off injury, Chase Young.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yep.
Dynasty Football Digest, your new essential site for Dynasty information. For as little as $1 a month, gain access to all that we have to offer. Rankings, trends, ADP, in-season assets, and a Slack chat just for subscribers. Purchase today at dynastyfootballdigest.com.
Check the rankings.
All right, it's our favorite time of the episode. Time to talk some steak and salad.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee. Johnny, you want to kick us off?
Sure. Decent DFS week, $55 total, and I didn't have to deposit in DraftKings. I take pride in never depositing, so that was good. Smoke and mirrors in the IDP Open. So Stafford on bye. What's his face? I keep forgetting his fucking name. Denver guy. Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Not playing. Hurt. Okay, so I got Ripien because I thought the Patriots would play this week. Not happening. So I also got what's his face? The guy you like, Sean. Back up.
I like a lot of guys. Brian Hoyer.
Yes, thank you, Brian Hoyer. It's been a long day. I've been up at 7 working. So I got both of them thinking I need a warm body to play quarterback this week. The Patriots game gets postponed. I now have no one with no one out there. So I went and got Taysom Hill and got 10 points out of him. And then I got Dakota Allen and got like 20 points out of him. And I got Justin Burris and I got like 15 points out of him. And I beat this dude by 30 who had all of his guys starting, and he must be like ready to kill himself this week. Ultimate smoke and mirrors week. It was great.
You pulled one of those on me recently, not in that league, but in a different league where you did some interesting changes last minute that lulled me into a
false sense of security.
This is a fascinating story. I'm just going to give my stake. Go for it. So Ted Lasso on Apple TV.
Love that show.
Dude, I was so shocked by that.
It is amazing.
Yeah, for those that don't know, it's based on the Super Bowl commercial from a couple of years ago. Like it was a whole show based on a Super Bowl commercial where Jason Sudeikis is a football coach that doesn't realize that soccer is called football in England, so he got hired for a job as a soccer coach and knows nothing about soccer. They obviously changed it around to be a little more like agreeable to audiences for the show. But like that show was legitimately good, and I was not expecting that at all. It's really funny, but it also like sneaks up on you on the heartstrings in the way that like if any of you guys have watched You're the Worst on FX, like it's one of those shows that you just kind of like, it's funny and then you don't see it coming and suddenly like, oh, I'm feeling things. And like Ted Lasso is one of the most likable characters I've ever watched and so easy to root for. And even like the shitty characters in that show, you still kind of root for them, you know, like the giant douchebag star player of the team. Like when you finally get to the point where like you're on board with them, you're happy with it. Yeah. Like you feel good about it and you're sitting there, you're like, yes, let's go. And for those of you that are going to watch it, when you get to the dartboard scene, God, just a killer scene where you're sitting there, you're just like ready to run through a wall for Ted Lasso. It's good, man. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out if you have a way to do it. I know most people don't have Apple TV. I had to borrow one from a buddy.
If you have an iPhone or a Apple computer or whatever, I believe you get 6 months free of Apple TV.
No shit. Well, I really didn't have to borrow this Apple TV from my buddy then.
Yeah, because I signed up for it and I haven't paid anything yet. And they said there's so many months free because I had a device. I think it might have been I recently purchased an iPad. So it came
that's
with
what it was, because that's
year.
exactly what it is. Because I was talking to my dad about the show, and he's like, "Yeah, I have Apple TV." I was like, "Why the hell do you have that?" He's like, "Oh, I got 6 months free with my iPad." Yeah. Like, oh, okay. But no,
Ted Lasso is amazing. It's really great writing. It's Jason Sudeikis has got to be like one of my favorite actors.
It's just like
his range is wild.
It's fun and also like emotionally impactful. It was just really well done, and it was something that like came out of nowhere for me, where it was like I sat down, watched it with no expectations, really enjoyed it, was super happy with the experience, and everybody that I've recommended it to that's watched it has been super happy with it as well.
And I'm pretty sure it's fairly even kid friendly. Like it's not like there's excessive, like they don't have to rely on excessive like swearing or like
it's like British
content.
swearing. They say a lot of wanker and a lot of twat.
Yeah. That I don't think they dropped the C word.
I love it because twat's one of my favorite words.
Yeah, no, it is really just good.
Yeah,
all around great writing. Speaking of all that, Discovery's coming back this week tonight.
Oh, that is. Oh shit! I'm gonna make a note. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not watching anything until I watch Haunting of Blythe Manor, because Haunting Hill House remains the best show on Netflix, and I'm not watching anything until I watch the quote sequel.
Gotcha. All right. So I'll go with my stake. So I successfully completed the bachelor party and did not imitate The Exorcist out of both ends.
Well, you did have diarrhea the next day.
Yeah. But that's kind of like
expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nate gets actual steak coming up here too after his wedding at some point.
No, that was awesome. Really looking forward to it.
I'm so goddamn jealous. My mom got Nate this gift card to probably the nicest steak place I've ever seen on this planet that I've never been to because it's so fucking expensive.
Yeah. We're waiting to go.
I hope it's a $15 gift card and he goes there and his bill's like $200.
It's $100. So,
but we're waiting to go until after the wedding, and when we have like another $50 to go with, because we don't want to be like, plus, maybe I can't get the $40 steak.
Honestly, just hold on to it until like COVID slows down, everything loosens up, because like you want to be able to go sit down and have a normal experience there. You don't want to have the COVID experience at a restaurant. You want to be able to go sit down and enjoy yourself and not worry about all the regulations and everything. Just Take your time.
Things have been pretty normalized out here.
Yeah, we're phase 3. I
it's
sat inside.
Not
at
at all
8
out
night.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we did the bachelor party at the local wings bar.
Yeah.
And outside of having to wear my mask, like to walk around, everything was
Fine.
as usual. We were in the back. They had like a room just set up for us that we did all our stuff, and we had our mask. Like no complaints at all. It was good. Everyone, we tossed in money for a poker game, and then everyone just let me win.
Yep.
You're lucky I wasn't there. I would not have. I would never.
Well, I mean, I also wasn't like not trying, so like I was having some couple good hands there.
Yeah.
For sure. So I'm gonna follow that up with my salad. My salad is I couldn't be there for your bachelor party. I do promise that when all this stuff slows down, like I'm gonna go out there and you, me, Joey, Johnny, whoever,
IDP dude too.
right? Whoever else you want out there, whoever's around, whoever can make it out there. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
It just wasn't in the cards right now.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, Michigan just got
They
put
just
on
got
the list
put on the list
out here for. It's so like
and honestly, like trust me, you didn't want me out there either. Minnesota's on the way up. Basically, since restaurants opened on June 14th, it's just been constantly going up.
Yeah.
Every week.
But I mean, so we have a plan. Hopefully, it'll be next year, depending on COVID status. But we're gonna rent like a Legion Hall or something. Get a DJ, do the whole reception thing, and just it's an open invitation to pretty much anyone on our staff, all our friends that missed. It's gonna be it'll be made up.
I plan on hitting the lottery before then and then just renting a casino. So we'll see how that goes.
There you go. I'm gonna win the Millionaire Maker this week.
There you go. So Johnny and I'll
speaking it into existence.
Yeah, we'll just split it. We'll rent a casino and split it.
Perfect.
All right, what's your salad, Johnny?
It's fucking Dak Prescott.
That is the salad.
That's what it is.
Watching that injury,
an easy call.
Yep,
is easily anyone's salad for the week.
Dude, I'm sitting with a bunch of coworkers who don't know football, right? Like at all. None of them know anything about football. The game's on, and like I'm not watching it because I'm doing stuff, and all of a sudden, like, I'm seeing this gruesome injury. I can't see who it is. It's like a ways away from me. I walk up. I was like, they're like screaming about this injury. They're like, oh my God. I was like, who got injured? They're like, I don't know. I was like, okay, what team was he on? I don't know. And I'm like, okay, Cowboys were on offense. Was it number 4? And they're like, can't really tell. Dak Prescott? Don't know. I'm sitting there, I'm just like, you guys have got to be kidding me. How can you not, like, just to the basic point, look at the number and know the team? You guys are absolutely killing me. And I have to pull out my phone and log on Twitter to figure out who's injured, because I was like,
it was immediate on Twitter.
I was like, that looks like that was Dak Prescott.
Yep.
Are you kidding me right now? I was like, yep. I told them all they're worthless as people, as humans.
Yeah.
We watched that at our buddy Eric's house. Johnny showed up for probably the first time of the season. And we're just, watching the game and everything.
It was good back and forth game.
Yeah. And then, we see the drive where Dak goes and he's trucking them. Like he's going through a couple defenders. And that's when he falls. Instead of giving himself up, he just falls to his knees. And then the defender, who was it?
I don't know.
It was the guy, the Giants cornerback, I believe.
Logan Ryan.
Logan Ryan. Logan Ryan, his knee comes full force right on his ankle. And you just see like his foot go sideways, and you don't think too much of it until Dak pulls his foot up, and his ankle is the wrong direction.
Mm.
And then he's like, "Oh, I can just fix this." He slams it into the ground to try and put it back into place.
Nope.
And this man didn't
Let's
even
stop
start
talking
crying. He didn't even start crying until he got onto the stretcher thing the cart. Like,
he was in shock.
Yeah, he was in shock, but like he was just able to keep it together, and he, it wasn't like one of those like grabbing it and rolling around.
Oh,
like,
everyone else around him knew. It was shades of Theismann when everyone else figured it out.
We can probably just stop describing it.
Yeah. But that reaction when everyone around you is like, "Oh fuck, get the trainer!" Like, yeah.
Jason Garrett ran over from the other sideline.
Yeah, not great, any of it. So that happened.
So my salad. Currently, I'm losing pretty miserably in a buddies league on ESPN that I joined. That pretty much
Why
like,
the fuck would you join an ESPN league?
it was Brian.
Question.
He was just like, "Hey, you want to join my league?" And I was like, "Oh, you want to get destroyed?"
Nate's salad is that he joined an ESPN league.
Yeah, Jesus.
And then I've just been losing. I lost Saquon. I lost just player after player. And now, like, when I'm going up against another like team, I'm automatically like 30 points below.
Well, why do you think I smoked in mirrors this week? Derwin, Nick Bosa, Saquon, Bernardrick McKinney. That's the start. There's more.
Oh man! I loved the week when I was missing Derwin James, Jamal Adams, and Keanu Neal. It was like, this is tight. Let's roll with this.
The IDP Guys is your #1 resource for IDP information for your fantasy leagues. For as little as $1 a month, get access to all that we have to offer. Rankings, ADP, trade calculator, in-season assets, and a Slack chat to get personal help all year round. Purchase today at idpguys.org.
Jonny The Greek.
All right, so before I give it over to Johnny for his segment, I just want to take a moment to give a shout out to Statement Games, who is the sponsor of this segment. We work together and they sponsor our segment. We sponsor a tournament on their site, on their game, statementgames.com. It's the Sunday night NFL game. Go on there, you play, throw like 10 coins in, 10, 15, I think it is. And
I think it's 5.
I think it's 5.
No, I think it's more than that. I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah, it's
either way,
yeah.
It's free coins, so you play.
There's only
the
one
game,
way to figure this out. You guys are gonna get into a ring, fight each other to death. Whoever wins gets to decide how many coins it is.
Sure. So you go to statementgames.com, join the tournament. You rank 10 statements of prop bets from the game, and then you have to win the contest. And then we get your name and make a drawing for a free NFL jersey. So before we do all of that, we are going to pick the...
Yeah, and you can always spin the wheel for more coins every day. And where the hell is... Oh, there it is. And yeah, you can log in with your Google account. You don't even have to make an account. It's nice and easy.
You're the one reading off the name each week.
I told you, my brain is fried. All right.
So Johnny picked one out of the Cowboys.
Congratulations to Mr. Nice Guy 111.
There we go. Mr. Nice Guy 111.
You've won a jersey.
You have won a jersey. Contact Statement Games on Twitter or Facebook, and they will hook you up with that jersey. So with that, Jonny The Greek.
Okay, we got Rams 49ers division this week. And I know. And if we were ranking most beautiful quarterbacks, Jimmy G would be 10, and that would be an easy win. But
if we were ranking lowest scoring quarterbacks, though, I think Jimmy G would be probably beneath Dante Culpepper this week.
That's fine. But if we're ranking possible husbands, Jimmy G would be 10 plus this week. So
for you, he wouldn't be anywhere close. He's way out of your league.
No, that's fine. A boy can dream. All right. So this week, I've got most confident statement. Rams will win by over 3.5 points. Yes, it's division. Yes, the Niners do have some talent, but they are shredded. And they're having quarterback issues. They don't have a pass rush anymore. Their corners, I don't even recognize who they are anymore. I'm serious. That's how far down the depth chart they've gone with corners. Jakuski Tart and Jimmy Ward aren't special. Yeah, Fred Warner and Quan are good, but Kerry Hyder's your best pass rush? Like, not great.
Is Nick Bosa still playing?
No. They're going to get destroyed. So Rams by over 3.5. What do you guys think?
I disagree with that.
We'll see what happens. But
I think I would still take that prop bet, but that's closer to 10 for me.
Okay. I'm going George Kittle over 6.5 receptions. He had kind of a down week last week. I think that's pretty solid. And
agree.
Thank you. And Rams defense over 2.5 sacks.
Yeah. Agree, but again, a little further down the list. I think Kyle Shanahan's a smart guy. He knows how they match up, and I think that they're trying to get the ball out quick. They have a bunch of run after the catch receivers, Debo, Ayuk, all those guys. They're guys that catch the ball in space and get moving. And I think they're going to try and just like get the ball out quick and get it in the hands of the receivers.
Mm-hmm. I just don't think it's going to go well for the Niners.
The 49ers are honestly just one of the toughest teams to predict with prop bets just because they can do so much. And their quarterback play is so bad, but Kyle Shanahan is so good at like minimizing how that affects the game that the 49ers are just toss up every week.
Mm-hmm.
Like no team that runs the ball as much as they do should win as much as they do.
Yeah. Mostert looked good first week back.
Yep.
Okay, and for other bets, we had Steelers -7 at Philly last week. It was actually a little closer than most thought, including us. But yes, they covered, so we are 6-2 for the season. I'm going Patriots -9.5. I think at home against Denver, and you know what? They're like a caged animal right now. They've been pushed back, postponed. Cam Newton hasn't played in a little bit. The last time he did play, it was not the greatest performance. They still won, but they all said they were disappointed. Stephon Gilmore's been out for a minute. Cam Newton asked Stephon Gilmore's wife to have dinner.
That's probably how they both got COVID.
It probably is. Probably they should invite Earl Thomas over and make it official. But yeah, they're going to come out and beat the living piss out of Denver. It's not going to be close. So that's what I think this week. How realistic do you guys think that is?
No, I think that's true. I just have one question. Do you want to give us like a roar for the caged animal that is New England? There we go. That's what I wanted.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, roar. All right. So with that ends our show this week. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at IDP Guys. Individually, I'm at Nate Cheat. John is at OrangeMan3142. Sean is at Lanny1925. Subscribe to the show. Go to idpguys.org. On the sidebar, there are links to Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, RSS feed for the podcatcher of your choice. We are on all the things. Just look it up, IDP Guys. While you're on the website, become a subscriber. You get access to premium data, rankings, tools, and the subscriber Slack chat, which honestly, it's got to be helping those guys out winning their leagues. They're all doing fucking fabulous and tons of trades and tons of conversations. So either way, it's still entertainment value. You get to hear everyone talk with Joe G and talk him off cliffs of random trades that could do well for his team, could drop him off the
face of the planet.
Yeah.
Yep.
So definitely join up, become a subscriber on idpguys.org. And finally, go to Writer Digest Network on YouTube and watch the show. Watch all the other shows that we got going on. Got a lot of great content, and we're really building up this YouTube channel. So Writer Digest Network, REITER. And with that, that wraps up the show. What do you guys got to say?
Rawr.